Dayton, what was your expectation of your bracket, and what does it feel like to be the number one?
It doesn't really matter at all. It's just places to be in the bracket. I got to win 5 matches, and it doesn't matter who I'm wrestling. I'm going to go out there and put complete focus into each one, and score as many points as I can, and get my iron race in each one of them. The seeds don't matter. Who I'm wrestling doesn't matter. I have a job to do, and that's to go win. And I'm ready to do that, prepared, and feel good, just ready for next week.
How much do you get involved in looking at the wrestlers and scouting or knowing what a guy does? You let the coaches do that for you, or how do you go about that?
Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to what other guys are doing. They need to prepare for me. And a lot of guys do that. They always have some kind of game plan that they're going to have, and then they can do that. If they're worried about me, then that's their problem. I'm not worried about them. I'm just worried about going out there and focusing on what I do well and scoring points.
Dayton, how much, obviously, collectively, there's a little more productivity in the lineup as a whole. How much has that allowed you to be more free and worry about yourself during the course of the season?
Yeah, it's been nice. It's nice being on a team that, there's a lot of guys that are doing well. We got 10, we got 5, all 10 guys in and 5 top 10 seeds. So, that means we had a pretty good year, regular season, and but it means we still got to perform. Just because you have 5 guys in the top 10, it doesn't mean that you're going to get any All-Americans. You still got to go out there and wrestle matches and win. So, we're preparing to do that, and that's what we're going to go do.
Have you felt less of a burden at all this year, having to go out and get a bonus point win, and just being able to rely on others in the lineup if you don't get one?
Yeah. Obviously, my goal is always to go get bonus points. So it doesn't really change my mindset going into matches. Always want to score as many points as I can, and I'm always disappointed when I don't get bonus points. That's never going to change, and but it is nice. It's nice being on a team that you got guys that can go out there and get bonus points as well.
It looked like after you finished in Tulsa the other night, you kind of took stock in, you even mentioned, this is the last time probably I'll wrestle in Tulsa, certainly in an Oklahoma State singlet. Do you allow yourself, or do you go into Kansas City saying, just wrestle? I'll worry about history, I'll worry about how I feel when it's over?
Yeah. I'm not worried about anything else other than just the match that I have at that moment. I'm worried about one match at a time, and if I just put complete focus into each one of them, then the results are going to happen, and I'm going to feel good about the results.
Is there any part of the next week and a half that has already felt different, or you think will feel different just because it's the last time?
I don't know. Maybe. The whole year, I've felt that it's the last time. So it's something that I think has actually helped me. I do see the end, and I think that I've wrestled a little bit more free than I have in the past. Just less stress overall, and I think that I'm in a good spot. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I'm in a good place right now, and I'm just ready to go compete.
Do you realize, or do you hear, whether it's on campus or, there's a lot of people. In fact, we just talked to Coach Smith, and he said, if you told me right now, that was the one thing we accomplished, is what Dayton's doing at 133, I'd be very happy. Do you get that sense people, they're rolling with you in spirit?
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people out there that want me to win just as bad as I want to win. And, it's always good when you have those kind of people in your corner. It means a lot to me, that just I have that kind of support in the sport of wrestling. But, on the flip side, there's a lot of people out there that don't want to see me win as well.
Especially the guys lined up on you.
Especially the guys that I'm wrestling. They don't. There's a lot of people out there that are going to be just the opposite. So I can let either one affect me. I can let the good or the bad affect me. But at the end of the day, it's only me. It's only me out there. So, I don't really pay much attention to either one of them. I do appreciate, all the people that are in my corner, but, if I let them, in my ear, then I could also let, the negative people in my ear as well. So, I just like to, focus on me, and, focus on the task at hand.
What do you see in the last couple of days, especially from the young guys in the lineup in terms of kind of their response to Big 12s and turning their focus? And do you try to impart any wisdom on them at this point, or not right now yet?
Yeah, I think that we've had good training the last couple of days. A lot of those guys, a lot of the young guys, they didn't accomplish what they wanted to at the Big 12 tournament, and it's hard whenever you don't accomplish something, but you're always hungry after. You're hungry to get back and get better. And right after Troy's match, or right after my match, I came into the back, and Troy was upset, but he came up to me to congratulate me, and I just told him there's no reason to be upset. I've won five of those Big 12 championships, and at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. It's what you want to what the tournament 2 weeks that really means something, and that's still that's still in front of him, and it's still in front of all 10 guys on our team. We all have the opportunity to go out there and get something that we've dreamt of, and we've had a couple good days of practice, got a couple more, and then it'll be time, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
I'm pretty sure you weren't watching it when it happened, but that was really weird what happened to him.
Yeah, he just kind of had the wrong reaction, which I could say that I've done the same thing. I was in the national finals, and I thought someone pulled my headgear, and I had the wrong reaction, and cost me a national title. So I've been in his exact shoes, and I promise that if that happens to him again, he's not going to react that way. He's going to learn from it, and it does suck in the moment, but you live and you learn, and you don't let it happen again.
How young were you when you first dreamed of this?
I've been coming to Oklahoma State duels since I was a little kid. So, you could say I was, I don't know, 8 to 10, somewhere in that range. Coming to duels, watching all the cowboy grades. All my heroes have been cowboys. So it's been a dream come true. Being able to put on the orange singlet, and I get to do it 5 more times, and I'm gonna get my hand raised each of those 5 times.
Looking back on it, was it everything you hoped it would be? Better, even?
Could have been a little better. Could have won a couple more matches, but it's been awesome. I owe a lot of my career to Oklahoma State. I love Oklahoma State University. I've loved all the teammates that I've had here. Love all the coaches that I've had, and it's just been a blessing, for me to be able to say I'm a cowboy and to live out, a dream of a little kid from Sand Springs, Oklahoma.
Daton, I know you got a week of wrestling left, but now in the RTC system, you can stay here. Is that have you thought about that in your future after college wrestling?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I think it's pretty well known that I want to be in Stillwater. There's no place that I'd rather be than Stillwater, Oklahoma. Whether that be if I'm competing or coaching. I want to be here, and I love Stillwater, love Oklahoma State University, and it'd be real hard to see myself somewhere else.
We talked earlier this season about what's awaiting you right after nationals. How soon after that do you have to start cutting and kind of changing your mindset for that style of wrestling, all those sorts of things?
Yeah, the style change, I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem. I have a couple weeks to touch up on wrestling freestyle, but that's always been a pretty easy transition for me. Transitioning from folk style to freestyle, and then for the weight, I just got to come back and keep training. There's not going to be much time for me to relax and kick my feet up, regardless of the results next week. So, just come back and focus right back into training. And it's something that I've done before. Last Olympic trials, I had to do the same thing on even shorter notice, and you know I did it then, and I think that you know I'm even more prepared now than I was then to you know be a little bit more disciplined, and I think that you know I'm gonna be able to make that weight you know fairly easy and you know compete to the best of my ability at the Olympic trials as well.
How challenging was it last time?
It was you know it was hard. You know it was what made it a little harder was I think that we only had 2 weeks instead of you know 2.5, 3 weeks, so it was you know a really quick turnaround then, and I can remember you know I was back in Stillwater the next day running on the treadmill, and you know it's probably gonna be the same thing, but you know, I have a little bit more time, so you know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be all right. It's just part of it. You know I got to make the weight, and you know I'm not gonna put too much focus on that. You know, it is a big part of it because I do have to make the weight, but you know I still have to go perform.
Anything else?
That's it.
Appreciate you, bud.
Yep.